Hey everybody, got you another replay from my Discord. This team apparently has a toxic Dugtrio. Not like it's a nasty evil Dugtrio. That's all of them. I mean, like, it actually knows toxic. So let's see what happens here. This is one of my many people that likes to make insanely diabolical, crazy Pokemans, and somehow they work sometimes. We're gonna lead off with, oh, it's like the Spider-Man meme. Yeah, that's always a funny meme. That made me laugh once or twice before. That Zapdos pretty strong. It did go first. That Thunderbolt's going to do a whopping 50 tree. Oh, substitute. Well, good luck baton passing that substitute, because that Zapdos on the other side, very, very angry. Look how sharp that beak is. It's probably running sharp beak drill peck just for Blissey. That's what I would do. Oh, it's a speed tie. What do you know? Unless they have roar. Let's see what they did here. No, okay, it is a speed tie. Interesting. Maybe they're both max speed. Because that is a pretty sweaty thing to do with Zapdos. Which means somebody on this team, the moment you see sub Zapdos, you know that there's some kind of monster in the background. Okay, we luckily won the speed tie. That's nice. I'm usually not the biggest fan of speed ties. If I had something disgusting like Blissey, I would have just easily went to that. Or his Snorlax. Snorlax would have been fine. Well, I guess that makes sense. They didn't want to switch after they saw a sub because they were afraid of them getting back the sub. But now we have Snorlax. The Snorlax went for a focus punch, people. So, Carl did... Oh, dude, this guy's a genius. It's a shame it ended up hitting a Celebi. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like... I don't even know. And maybe that was intended for perhaps Blissey, but why would you send in a Blissey on Snorlax? So, I don't know what we were trying to hit there. Oh, maybe Tyranitar, yeah. Tyranitar usually does good against... the old Munchlax. That's right, Munchlax. Definitely not Snorlax. Munchlax went for Elite Seed, intended for Snorlax, but it's going to hit Charizard, which is pretty gnarly. You know, we don't know if it's sub or whatever. Usually these things carry, yeah, they could be like sub punch. What? Oh, Suicune, very good response to Charizard. That thing is going to do absolutely nothing. Fire miss. It didn't miss. You're a lucky person. That's, dude, after the Leech Seed, you're going to be practically at full health, so... I would imagine that the opponent's going to bring in the Munchlax again. So what are you going to do anticipating that? You're going to go back to your Celebi? Yep, there's the Snorlax as I thought. You want to go for Leech Seed yet again? They went for Hydro Miss. Not too bad. Hydro Miss did connect, but despite it being such a strong water move, Snorlax only took a quarter. Now, oh, we're going for Calm Mind, really? Okay, man, that's some risky business right there. Body Slam is going to do 32 and get the pair hacks. Yep, this is what I mean. Now, we probably have rest. You know, I hope we have rest. But that Snorlax could have Boom. They could have somebody to phase us out. And Body Slam is going to do another 33. Let's see if we get paralyzed. Oh, that's another thing. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, we could get paralyzed. We could miss Hydro Miss. But things are going pretty well. As a matter of fact, if we get lucky enough... we can live the next Body Slam, barring a crit. We cannot get parried and hit him with a Hydro Miss, and they will die. Let's see if any of those, or of all three of those Trinity things came true. Yep, they actually all came true. No crit, no para, and it connected again for the third time. I would consider that decently lucky. That was practically like a 50-50 chance of something going wrong. In comes Breloom. Maybe they're just going to keep subbing, hoping that we get paralyzed and then, you know, just be a menace to society going forward. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, they just decided to murder us, yes. Violence is the answer today, it seems. So, you know we have a Zapdos, so we can easily outspeed that thing. Speaking of the devil, and we have... okay, we got Sub Thunderbolt. Most likely Baton Pass. I would not be surprised if it had... like Thunderwave or perhaps Toxic or something. So we're going to switch... oh, they switched out into Tyranitar, setting up the sand. Which kind of hurts Breloom and Charizard a little bit. Here comes the sub. I'm guessing now is the Baton Pass. We don't even know what that Tyranitar wants to do. It could be a Dragon Dancing set, which would be very scary. Because we can't 2-hit it with Thunderbolt. So, you know, it just outspeeds us and then... okay, well, there's the Baton Pass. Who did we go to? It better be somebody very strong. Oh, it's just Celebi. Okay. Now, that to me is slightly alarming. Oh, it's not even a Dragon Dancing one. Okay, well, and they still bit our faces off with Crunch. Tyranitar's still fairly strong with that stab move. So, Celebi, I'm guessing, is going to go for Yeah, that right there. Which I don't think you're gonna take this crunch very well, my friend. And you might even get a Spadef drop. Yep, that, right on cue. I think it's like 20% chance with crunch, which is kind of high. 20 and higher is, in my opinion, very high for some nonsense to happen. That's why I think Meteor Mash on Metagross is kind of disgusting. It's not fully accurate, but the pros outweigh the cons. They actually bro sent in a Swampert on Celebi. Maybe they were just confident they would switch out. But they went for Baton Pass. Maybe they forgot about that Spadef drop, or they just don't care. But they're going to bring in Jirachi. I don't even know which does more. A water move or a ground move, because their Spadef is fallen, obviously. Fire Punch. I guess we're trying to get that burn. Get some residual damage on old Swampy over there. They decided to miss a Hydro Pump. They did not take notes from that Suicune earlier, who was... Not only did it hit 3, but it was paralyzed, too. That Swampert is just very, very poorly trained. Shame on you. Shame on... Hidden Power Grass. Dang. So they went for Fire Punch, anticipating Breloom to come in. Ice Beam? What? Ooh. I mean, I get Hydro Miss is, hence the name missing, but... Dude, if they went for that, they were Torrent Boost. That would have done so much. And what's even more bizarre than that, they actually switched out, which I don't exactly know why. And then they also switched out... I guess they just figured that this Charizard would come in, which Ludicolo, I think that's a good matchup against. I don't think you died at anything like Hidden Power Flying, so I would imagine this is the point where we go for a Rain Dance. They're going to go first, hit us with a Fire Miss, and is it Rain Dance? Is it Rain Dance or Surf? Toxic! Oh. Okay. I thought that was Dugtrio that was supposed to be doing that. Maybe Dugtrio... Okay, so I already know that the final Pokemon that we have is Dugtrio because they mentioned that. Now, does Dugtrio also have Toxic, or is it just this Ludicolo who's a poison spreader? I don't really see that very often. It's got Synthesis, which is interesting considering, Sand and Gen 3 OU is literally everywhere. Maybe it also is carrying Rain Dance and Surf. Maybe that's the last two moves. That'd be pretty good. But if it is, in fact, carrying that, they got a crit with Break. Well, so much for clearing the weather. It looks like the sand is here to stay, because I don't think that Dugtrio has the good old-fashioned Rain Dance, Almost as good of a set as Tyranitar Rain Dance. Oh, yes. Very good set. And I think... What are you trying to do? You must be trying to Thunder Wave that Breloom, because Breloom will kill you with a Break for sure. Guys, it just went for Hidden Power. I think that was Ice. That did a lot of damage. Dang. And then they retaliated with a Hidden Power Ghost in case they want to try and fake him out. And it got a kill on that guy. It would have killed Celebi. Yeah, I think it would have killed Celebi. That had to have been HP Ice. I'm surprised it did that much. Huh. Dang, Breloom's kind of frail. Breloom's also obviously going to die to the sand, so it's a pretty even match. Charizard, huge threat to our team. That's right. Ludicolo did thankfully poison the Charizard. I would have preferred a Surf or something, but I guess that works out. This doesn't look good. And they didn't even miss the Fire Blast, so we're just dead. Huh, how do we get out of this situation? We have a Dugtrio, so we can't... Oh, we must bring this in right now and probably go for Rock Slide, I would imagine. How much health does Jirachi have? 89. Yep, there's the Dugtrio. I believe it's shiny. And I guess we just click Rock Slide, but I think that's so obvious that I would just send in Swampert right now, or even Tyranitar, either one. Yep, they chose Tyranitar. Okay, well, imagine us clicking Earthquake right now. Does this actually have Toxic? It went for Substitute. Okay, I have seen this before, but I fought a Dugtrio that had sub Lychee Berry. No, this one's got leftovers. Yeah, I think it's actually Toxic Substitute Dugtrio. That is disgusting. Yep, there's the Toxic. Who needs Earthquake on Dugtrio? Not this person. Dugtrio Earthquake, that's such a dumb idea. Why would you ever do that? Choice Band, Earthquake, it can only sometimes kill Tyranitar at full health. That's such a dumb idea. What we need is Toxic Substitute. And because we're a lot faster, we can just... It's got Protect. Oh my god. This guy's trying to be like a Flygon right now. Oh no. Okay, certainly the last move is Earthquake, right? If so, that's not bad. I mean, you just lower... Or you lower the Tyranitar's health down low enough, and then you just, sub, Toxic, Protect, whatever. And then you just kill it with an Earthquake. which is good. That must be what happens here, because you have a finite amount of health still. The cool thing about Dugtrio doing this strategy is a lot of these Pokemon that do this, they kind of need like higher HP and defense, but Dugtrio's thing is it's so fast, it doesn't even care about that. A sub is 25% HP. For Dugtrio, that's like 20 health probably. So a sub is a sub. It doesn't matter how it gets behind a sub. Like the HP stat is the most useless on Dugtrio. So it's actually kind of a decent idea. I don't think Earthquake will kill this Tyranitar because I'm imagining that this thing is max speed and probably... I don't think it'd be max HP because of what I just said. Like, it's kind of irrelevant, and I guess it could have its applications. So I think you go for Protect here, and then if Tyranitar lives, which, yeah, it'll live the next one, you can take it out with... I'm assuming their last move's Earthquake. I don't actually know. Crunch. Man, that Tyranitar. Kind of surprised they never sent in Swampert this whole entire time. Because the Swampert has Ice Beam. It doesn't have to rely on Hydro Miss. Because then, you know, for that Dugtrio to poison you... Its final move is Beat Up. Okay. Okay. That's why I didn't go for Earthquake sooner. Which means it can hit Charizard if needed. But because you only have 2 Pokemon left, that Beat Up is also pretty weak. They sent in Charizard? I don't agree with that at all. That's... No. You should have brought in Swampert. Because if they poison you, then you just hit it with Ice Beam, and then your Charizard comes in and Fire Blast Jirachi. That's it. I was wondering that the whole time. Like, you knew that Dugtrio was going to go for Protect. You could have sent that Swampert in a long time ago. I don't know what the opponent's doing. I mean, sure, your Swampert's going to get poisoned, but... You just saw what this Dugtrio did to your Poison Tyranitar, and it's literally faster than Charizard. So you're just gonna die, and you're not even immune to the sand. I don't agree with what the opponent's doing at all. Maybe they just didn't think about that. It Empower Grass. Yeah, and God, that Charizard, it's gonna literally die the next turn, isn't it? 19, yep. I think it dies the next turn. Wow. And now that you've, you know, eliminated Charizard, you can just poison Swampert, and then you die to the Ice Beam, but then Jirachi can clean up, because it's, you know, it's already poisoned. And your Jirachi has Hidden Power Grass. I did not understand that at all. Because it has Fire Punch, Hidden Power Grass, so it's most likely just an offensive one. So, you know, you just Ice Beam, Dugtrio, and then Fire Blast with Charizard later. Yeah, the opponent forfeited this turn. Huh. I guess they never once thought of sending in Swampert. Because... Oh, wait, no. I forgot Arena Trap. Okay, so they couldn't send in Tyranitar. They couldn't switch out of Tyranitar and bring in Swampert, obviously. That makes sense. I forgot about that. But obviously when Tyranitar fainted, you just send in Swampert, and then you go for... If it had Earthquake, that would be the correct play, because that hits this thing and Jirachi, which would almost kill it. If they do send in Jirachi, then you send in Charizard to go for the fire move. And then you know, I mean, if they go back to Dugtrio, it'll die to the Fire Blast, or you just one-shot Jirachi. And then, you know what I mean? Am I sounding crazy? They had the pieces right there, but it just... was not executed in the right order. Because I was fearing an Earthquake or something. I was like, maybe that'll kill Swampert, or... No, actually, it definitely wouldn't have. Swampert would have came in 37. But still, when I saw a beat up, I'm like, dang, that Swampert's going to ruin you. Well, that's just my analysis. As we all know, I never know what I'm ever talking about. I'm a very bad player at Pokemans, but that's what I would have done, is send in Swampert, and I think you would have been all right. Okay, that's enough pain and agony for now. As a matter of fact, I've been going on a Blissey Chansey... I wouldn't call it a rampage, but I've been doing a lot of games of that, and they're quite literally called Pain and Agony, so if you want to tune in on that, it's probably another video that was uploaded today. I'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Bye.